Buongiorno food lovers! We hope you are all well during this lockdown. We are back again to entertain you with another one of our recipes and the next episode of our Foodielosophy blog. Today we are going to attempt a vegetarian recipe, a lasagna made with spinach and bechamel. It's going to be really tasty.
And start preparing the ingredients needed for the bechamel. We'll need 500 ml of milk, 50 grams of all-purpose flour, 50 grams of butter and a little bit of nutmeg. For the rest of the recipe, we will need 250 grams of lasagna sheets, 300 grams of mozzarella, 50 grams of grated parmesan, 300 grams of fresh spinach, some black pepper, salt and of course some olive oil. Start by slowly warming up the milk. At the same time, we can also melt the butter in a separate saucepan. When the butter is completely melted, you can add the flour and mix them together with a whisk. Next, we'll need to grate some of the nutmeg over the top. And when the flour becomes golden, we can add a ladle of hot milk, continuing to stir with our whisk. Repeat this process 3 or 4 times until all the milk has been added. On a low heat, keep whisking the bechamel until you start to get a thick, creamy texture, taking it off the heat when it gets too hot, then letting it rest on the side while we work on the next part of the process. Start by slicing the onion finely into small pieces. In a large saucepan, heat up some olive oil before adding the chopped onions. When these are soft, you can add the spinach, topping them with some water and covering everything with a lid. To avoid oxidization, don't forget to stir the bechamel every now and then. Keep stirring the spinach until they become softer and reduce in volume. Then you can add some salt and pepper. Keep them on the heat for another minute or so. Then add a quarter of the bechamel to create a creamy spinach filling for your lasagna. This is a good time to start preheating the oven to 200 degrees. Bring some water to boil so you can start cooking 2 or 3 lasagna sheets at a time, only leaving them in until they start to soften up, as they will finish their cooking in the oven. Pass each sheet in some cold water and let it rest on a plate. We are now ready to create the layers of our lasagna. Start with a layer of bechamel at the bottom, then a layer of lasagna sheets, then cut the mozzarella into thin slices, using part of them for the 3rd layer of the lasagna. Next, we can top that with a layer of grated parmesan and finally with the creamy spinach and bechamel mix. Start again from the layer of lasagna sheets, repeating the same steps after that. First mozzarella, then parmesan, spinach and lasagna sheets again. The top of the lasagna consists of a layer made with the leftover bechamel and a last layer of parmesan on top, which will create a delicious crust. Finally, pop the lasagna in the preheated oven for about 15 to 20 minutes, turning it halfway through to ensure all the sides are cooked evenly. When the crust looks golden, we can take it out of the oven. All that is left for you to do now is cut a slice for you and your guests. Your lasagna is ready to be served. Buon appetito!